Hello everyone, welcome to IMS Gets It Law channel. I'm Akash, Shrivastava, your law mentor, and today in Law Library session I'm going to discuss a very important judgment. So the name of the judgment is Ahmad Khan versus Shah Bano Begum and others. So students, before we discuss the facts of the case and also what exactly happened in this case, it is very important to understand why this case is so important for us. So this is one of the most important landmark judgment in Muslim personal law. So when we talk about Muslim personal law, this was one particular judgment that framed the law of maintenance. So this case clarified whether section 125 of CRPC, that is the universal law applicable beyond religion, will be made applicable for maintenance of Muslim women or not. So when we talk about Muslim law, Muslim personal law will be applied over there. So the main conflict was there when we talk about section 125 of CRPC, that is applicable on everyone, whether that will be applied in case of Muslim women in terms of maintenance or their personal law will be applied. So students, without wasting any time, let's discuss the facts of the case, what exactly happened in this case. So in 1978, Ahmad Khan, that is appellant in this case, divorced Shah Bano, who is defendant, his wife, of 46 years through triple talaq. So he divorced his wife who was 46 years old. An inheritance dispute between both parties caused Shah Bano's abrupt separation from her husband. The husband gave him divorce and the pre-agreed meher sum of rupees 3,000 at iddat, as required by Muslim personal law. So, at the time of separation, husband provided 3,000 rupees as the meher amount during the iddat period. After being evicted from her marital residence in Madhya Pradesh, Shah Bano filed a case under section 125 of CRPC. So, after getting evicted from the place, she filed a case before judicial magistrate seeking maintenance under section 125 of CRPC, that is the universal law. The court held that Khan must give Shah Bano rupees 25 as a monthly maintenance. So the judgment of judicial magistrate was that husband needs to provide 25 rupees as a maintenance to wife and it needs to be provided monthly. Shah Bano filed an appeal to the Madhya Pradesh High Court. She was not satisfied with the amount that judicial magistrate have granted her, that the husband needs to provide 25 rupees. She wants more money. So in 1979, she filed a case before the Madhya Pradesh High Court in appeal. Then the sum of maintenance was increased to rupees 179.20 every month. So from 25 rupees, the sum was increased to 179.2 by the High Court of Madhya Pradesh, effective immediately. Then in 1981, Ahmad Khan appealed to Supreme Court, seeking to overturn the decision of the Madhya Pradesh High Court. So what happened? The first case was before judicial magistrate, in which rupees 25 was given as a monthly maintenance. Then Shah Bano appealed before High Court of Madhya Pradesh, where the sum was increased from 25 to 179.20. And then Ahmad Khan appealed before Supreme Court of India, where this particular case we are going to discuss. So before Supreme Court of India, a 5-judge constitutional bench was constituted to address the question of continuation of payments under section 125 of CRPC, notwithstanding the amount of meher, as was the issue in this case. As per Muslim law, a husband's obligation is limited to the iddat time only following divorce, which would consequently overrule the general law reflected in CRPC. So the main point of contention before Supreme Court of India was whether section 125 of CRPC will be applied or Muslim personal law will be applied in this case. So students, before we discuss the judgment, it is important to understand that which section of CRPC was discussed in this case. So section 125 of CRPC talks about order for maintenance of wives, children and parents. So this provision given under CRPC is talking about that who needs to maintain and then what exactly the technicality related to that. So the main point of contention was whether personal law will be applied or section 125 of CRPC will be applied in this case. So students, let's discuss the judgment of this case. So when we talk about this case, there were multiple reasons provided by Supreme Court of India why maintenance needs to be provided to women, to Muslim women. So the first reason was religious neutrality. So it said that the partner's religion was immaterial for applying this provision. So it doesn't depend upon the religion of the partner. The court observed that the primary goal of section 125 was to keep dependents out of distress. So this was the objective of section 125 and it should not be only applied to one particular or two particular religion. It is gender religious neutral. Therefore, there is no reason to exclude Muslims from the broad protection of section 125. This was the first reasoning given by Supreme Court of India. When we talk about the second reasoning, the Supreme Court decided that since the duty of Muslim husband to his divorced wife is restricted to the duration of iddat period, even if this condition doesn't respect the rule of law, so according to rule of law, there should be some reasoning behind that, whatever law is there. So it should connect to the reasoning why it needs to be done. The husband still must provide maintenance to the wife even beyond the iddat period, where the woman lacks the means to support herself. So when we talk about this particular situation, if woman is not capable to maintain herself, then according to general provision, according to rule of law, Muslim husband is liable to provide maintenance to Muslim wife. And additionally, the court determined that this impugned judgment violated human rights or was incorrect under Muslim law, since a divorced wife could not support herself in the instance. So when we talk about human rights also, taking that angle also, if husband is not providing maintenance, then wife will not be able to maintain herself, will not be able to survive. So it's the general duty of the husband to provide maintenance. So these were the three major reasons given in this particular case. Let's move ahead. Also, when we talk about this case, court clarified that if there is a conflict between CRPC and Muslim law, they are saying that the court further ruled that if there is a discrepancy between CRPC and Muslim law, the provision of CRPC will precede the Muslim personal law. So when we talk about, if we talk about the hierarchy between CRPC and Muslim law, if there is any conflict between these two, then rules given in CRPC will be followed. The court also determined that mahr was not a divorce payment but a sum paid to women in consideration of the marriage. So when we talk about if husband is providing the amount of mahr at the time of divorce, it is not for divorce, it is for the marriage. Therefore, the court said that mahr was meant to be borne during marriage and not during the divorce. It also said that courts could still order maintenance even if mahr had been borne. So when we talk about this scenario, they are saying that first of all, we need to understand that when mahr needs to be provided, and even if we say that mahr needs to be provided at the time of divorce, then also court have right to give maintenance under section 125 of CRPC. The court upheld the amount of maintenance ordered by the MP High Court, that is rupees 179.20 per month, and it also awarded Shah Bano the legal fees associated with the appeal, which the court determined to be 10,000 rupees in total. So they granted whatever was decided by High Court of Madhya Pradesh. They said that we will go ahead with that, and along with that, they said that 10,000 rupees need to be provided to Shah Bano as the legal fees associated with this case. So students, this was Shah Bano case. This is one of the most important landmark judgment in Muslim personal law. In this case, we saw that court decided that if there is any conflict between section 125 of CRPC and Muslim personal law, then section 125 of CRPC will prevail over Muslim personal law. So students, this was all with respect to today's video. I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching it.